All right, so you're looking at these live images that are coming in from the Lok Sabha, where the government then making it very, very clear that they are for justice when it comes to lakhs of Muslim women who've been discriminated against. The reason why the government, they're underscoring that this bill is not about religion. This bill is a deterrent, and that deterrent is must, says the Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad, as he's just introduced that bill. In fact, he's also asked the opposition that all those who are not in favor of the introduction of the bill should also now make their intention very, very clear. Just a little moment earlier, you've heard the Lok Sabha Secretary General saying that since the division numbers have not been allotted, the ayes and the no slips will be distributed for the division. The ayes slips is in green, no slips in red, and the abstentions will be on yellow colored slips. So Aishwarya, the ground is again being laid to get some bit of gender justice for Muslim women in particular. But just looking at the tone and tenor and what we just heard also from Shashi Tharoor, it becomes very, very clear that they will continue to oppose this, Aishwarya.
There is no doubt about it that the Congress party is just not clear. Congress party has still not been able to understand that why exactly the government is bringing this triple talaq bill. Why is triple talaq bill the need of the hour, especially for the women of minority? Why do the Muslim women have been looking up for this bill, have been waiting for this bill, and why is the Congress party hell-bent to just oppose it for the sake of opposing? If you have certain issues, discuss. And like they did in the all-party meeting when the government brought the second ordinance. But now they want all of those 48 points to be brought in, and the minute the government bring in all of those 48 points into the bill, it's going to be a toothless tiger. That is something which the government does not want. The government wants that it should be a fierce bill. The government wants that it should be a very strong bill, so that the plight of the women and the Muslim women who have been facing it for decades and decades over, Deepthi, just imagine that the life of a Muslim woman ends over 3 words sent over a WhatsApp. She has no access to her own house. She has no access to her own kids. She has no access to the finance. This is something which has been happening with tens of thousands of Muslim women, and that is why that the triple talaq bill really needs to be a strong bill, and that's why the government is doing what it is doing. Irrespective of the fact that this is not a politically viable decision, the government of the day understands it, and the only reason why Congress and the other leaders are opposing it, that this is not a politically viable decision.
Oh yes, that is the point, Aishwarya, and I think these again 3 different images that we are putting out on our screens tell you the real story of the opposition. That opposition, Aishwarya, that will continue to oppose this bill because this bill has been introduced by a BJP government. The BJP there again underscoring viewers, just in case you're tuning into the broadcast, amidst a lot of ruckus, you've seen the introduction of the triple talaq bill by the Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad there in the lower house. The opposition still continues to be obstinate. They continue to oppose the introduction of the bill because they say that this is discriminatory. They also say that why to decriminalize something like a triple talaq. But let's first up listen to what we just heard from Shashi Tharoor a little while earlier.
I regret to state that I rise to oppose the introduction of the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill 2019. I am not defending triple talaq, but I am opposing the text and draft and thrust of this bill. This bill conflates civil law and criminal law by criminalizing the act of triple talaq, which is an irregular form of divorce already null and void in our country post the decision of the Supreme Court in Shaira Banu versus Union of India. If the purpose of the bill is to address the subsequent acts related to triple talaq, the question before us is simple. Is the action of abandoning or deserting a wife and family without responsibility the criminal act, or is the form of desertion, namely doing it by uttering talaq?
आप जब बिल पर डिबेट हो जो डिटेल बोले एनके प्रेमचंद
I have to give my reasons for opposing, sir. I'm giving you 3 reasons for opposing the bill. So the question is, because sir, abandoning or deserting wives and dependents is not unique to the Muslim community, why not make a law which universally criminalizes the abandonment of family and dependents without taking responsibility, instead of just focusing on one community?
आप जब डिबेट हो जब पूरी बात के ना
No sir, let me explain, sir.
आप डिबेट हो जब पूरी बात
No sir, it's not a debate. It's the reasons for opposing
हाँ तो
introduction.
रीजन आप रीजन बता दीजिए शोध
I'm
संक्षिप्त
giving it
में।
to you, sir. By framing the
नहीं
law.
ऐसा नहीं है माननीय सदस्य।
Sir, Honorable Speaker, sir, you have witnessed many such debates. Opposing introduction takes a few minutes, but not very many.
Yes, yes.
By framing a law specifically criminalizing only Muslim husbands for a void act, an act already declared void by the Supreme Court like triple talaq, without having a universally applicable law for the act of desertion, the bill is a textbook example, as the Law Minister well knows, of what is called a class legislation, which is pointed at one community or class, and that violates Article 15 and 14 of the Constitution. That's my first objection. Second, the bill does nothing to improve the status of Muslim women, who suffer from numerous other difficulties, including the right to unilateral divorce by their husbands, being coerced to engage in nikah halala and so on. Therefore, this bill cannot claim the benefit of the exception under Article 15(3) of special provisions. Instead of protecting Muslim women, all this bill does is it punishes Muslim men.
N.K. Premchandan.
Now, finally, the bill also doesn't have any procedural safeguards and can be easily misused, thereby violating a person's rights under Article 21. I would
N.K.
therefore
Premchandan.
ask that instead of introducing the bill, he refer it to a standing committee, Your Honourable.
So that is what you just heard from Shashi Tharoor a moment earlier. The Congress there making it very, very clear that they will continue to oppose the bill.